Has your child complained of heel pain after football practice, gymnastics, or just running about? Maybe they've started limping or avoiding sport altogether. The pain may be caused by a condition called Sever's disease. It's the most common cause of heel pain in young active children. So stick around for this video where I tell you how you can identify it and what you can do about it. So first things first, Sever's disease is not actually a disease. It's an irritation of the growth plate at the back of the heel, at this point here where the Achilles tendon attaches to the heel bone. Now this condition often occurs in both heels, but the pain can often be worse in one. So this Sever's condition often occurs between the ages of 8 to 15, and there's often a flare-up during a growth spurt. So here's what's going on. When children grow, bones lengthen and muscles get tight. When the calf muscles get tight at the back of the leg, they pull through the Achilles tendon on that soft attachment point at the back of the heel. And that's what causes the pain and swelling. In children, these attachment points are still soft cartilage and part of the growth plate, and they don't turn to hard bone until the late teens. So that's why children suffer from this Sever's condition and not adults. So what should you look out for? Well, the most common symptom is a gradual onset of heel pain right at the bottom where the tendon attaches to the back of the heel bone. A test you can do is the squeeze test. So interlock your fingers and then squeeze the heel between your palms. And this is a common test that's used to look for stress fractures and also for this Sever's condition. If that heel squeeze test is painful and the child is of the right age range and the pain has come on gradually, especially with running and jumping activities, then it's very likely that it is the Sever's condition. Of course, at the beginning of the video, we called it the Sever's disease, but we do try to avoid using the word disease because it does often make people feel worse, and overall, it's not a disease. So the good news is it's completely treatable at home and usually clears up in 2 to 8 weeks. Next, I'm going to share with you my top strategies for dealing with the Sever's condition. So you start by reducing running and jumping activities by 60% and partially replacing those with non-impact activities like swimming and cycling. And this will give the growth plates at the back of the heel a chance to recover, hopefully reducing the pain and inflammation. So the next thing you want to get is some heel raises. Here I've got some simple gel heel inserts, and if you put these in your shoes, it takes some of the strain off the muscles and tendon at that point where they attach to the heel bone, and that can make it more comfortable and less painful to walk. So some form of heel raise in the shoe will make things much more comfortable. Any products I mentioned during this video, I'll put some links in the description below the YouTube video, so hopefully you'll be able to identify them and find them. Okay, here's the next important thing you can do. This is the calf stretching routine. You may be interested to know that one of the main internal risk factors for this Sever's condition is tension in the calf muscles causing limited ankle movement. So this routine is an important one to do daily. Get into this position with the heel down so that you get a stretch through the calf muscles and hold that stretch for around 10 seconds. Try to relax when you hold the stretch and don't hold your breath. After that, slightly bend the knee, keeping the heel down so that you're still stretching the calf, but you'll feel the stretch move slightly lower down the leg. Once again, hold that for 10 seconds, relax, don't hold your breath, and back. And if you just do that once a day, that's the absolute minimum. I'd recommend doing that 2 to 3 times a day and perhaps doing a couple of goes on each leg. Remember, it's important to stretch those calf muscles because tension and limitation of the ankle movement is one of those key risk factors for this condition. So this is definitely worth doing. Massage techniques can also help to reduce tension in the calf muscles. Here's a couple of techniques you can try. Spread the lotion over the leg using a simple effleurage technique, which is nice and light and uses the flats of your hands. And then you can switch to a firmer technique using the back of your hand or the base of your palm, where you push down over the leg on the inside, moving through that muscle belly on that inside of the calf, and then stabilize the leg and push over the outside, working over the outside of the calf muscle. You could also do some petrissage techniques, which is a scooping action over the muscle. So here's a quick demonstration of some petrissage. And those 3 techniques will help to reduce muscle tension. Do stop if you feel any pain, but you shouldn't do because the irritation is right down here and you're not directly massaging over that point. Some kinesiology taping can also help to reduce pain from this Sever's condition, and it is mentioned in some of the research. Here I'm using some rock tape rayon. I'm going to start under the heel. I've obviously made sure the massage lotion's been cleaned off. Give the heel a light stretch and then stretch the tape by about 30 to 40% over the tendon and then no stretch at the end. Carefully making sure that all sticks down onto the foot without any creases. If I want to, I can then use a second piece over the back of the heel, over that painful area, and that can offer a little bit more pain relief. And this is something that you can easily learn to do yourself or for your child at home. Again, I'll put a link in the description to a couple of different product options, but this here is kinesiology tape. It's called rock tape, and this particular one is the rayon. Foam rolling is also a popular way to perform a self-massage. Try 30 seconds for each leg, moving slowly and rolling between the back of the knee and down to the Achilles tendon. Do stop if you feel any pain, but hopefully this technique should give you some relief from muscle tension. So with the right approach, the symptoms usually improve after 2 to 8 weeks. And once these growth plates mature from the mid to late teens, the problem usually clears up entirely and it's very rare to have any ongoing problems. Of course, if the pain is severe or comes on suddenly or is waking your child at night or you have any concerns, don't hesitate to go and see a doctor or medical specialist. Of course, this is an educational video and not medical advice. However, we hope it helps. Showing on the screen here are some other videos to do with joint pain in teenagers that you may find helpful. That brings us to the end of this video. My name is Daniel Lawrence. You've been watching the Physio channel. Thanks for watching and please share this video with anybody you know who may find it helpful.